When you think about Edgar Allan Poe, you think horror, right? But in The Fall of the House of Usher, the terror isn't just some monster in the shadows. Nope, it's built right into the very walls of the house itself. So today, we're going to deconstruct this absolute masterpiece of dread piece by crumbling piece, and really dig into Poe's personal playbook for terror. The story kicks off with this line, and I mean, wow. Right from the get-go, the mood is just heavy. This isn't just a weather report, it's an immediate plunge into this oppressive, suffocating gloom. Poe doesn't ease you in, he just drops you right there, and this is our unsettling hello to the House of Usher. So let's start exactly where the story does, with the house. Because in this tale, the setting is so much more than a backdrop. It's a living, breathing character, and spoiler alert, it is seriously sick. And this gets us to a really core concept we need to get our heads around: Gothic atmosphere. It's more than just a spooky vibe. It's when the environment itself, the crumbling walls, the menacing trees, the whole shebang, is an active player in the horror, reflecting and even amplifying all the terror the characters are feeling. And you can see exactly how Poe just meticulously builds this atmosphere. It's not enough that the house is isolated and ancient, or that the landscape is bleak. He adds these two crucial little details: that barely perceptible fissure, a physical crack that basically screams that total collapse is coming, and a pestilent vapor, suggesting that the very air you're breathing is toxic. But, the physical decay of the house, that's only half the story. What Poe does so masterfully is mirror this external rot with the internal, psychological collapse of the people who live inside it. So let's meet the Ushers. They are the absolute end of their family line, a product of inbreeding, and they are completely, utterly cut off from the world. You've got Madeline, who's afflicted with catalepsy, this bizarre condition that can literally make her appear dead. And then there's Roderick, our quintessential burdened male protagonist, hypersensitive, tormented, and yeah, he is slowly losing his grip. This right here, this is the central metaphor of the entire story. The physical decay of the house is a direct parallel to Roderick's mental disorder. That fissure running down the wall, that's the crack in his psyche. The oppressive atmosphere outside, it's just his paranoia and hysteria made real. In this story, the house and the mind, they're one and the same. And what this shows us is that the true horror in this story isn't some ghost or some monster. It's the terrifying fragility of the human mind itself. It's that chilling realization of how easily it can shatter under the weight of fear and guilt and isolation. So, with the stage perfectly set and our characters right on the brink, Poe starts to introduce events that just defy all rational explanation. He pushes the story from psychological dread into the realm of the truly supernatural. And the central mystery here really revolves around Roderick's twin, Madeline. She kind of drifts through the story like a phantom, her illness a complete enigma. Her true horror hasn't even been revealed yet. So what is her secret? Okay, here's the sequence of terror. First, Madeline succumbs to her cataleptic state, and she's pronounced dead. Then Roderick, and you have to wonder if he knows what he's doing, entombs her alive in the vault beneath the house. And finally, in the story's climax, she literally claws her way out and returns. A terrifying, vengeful ghost. And it's not just Madeline's return. The whole story is filled with these uncanny events. The house itself seems to be alive, to be aware. The psychic connection between the twins feels totally supernatural. And the fact that the house collapses the very moment its last inhabitants die? Come on, that is no coincidence. All of these elements, the decay, the madness, the supernatural, they're all building towards one final cataclysmic event. The fall of the house isn't just an ending, it is the story's ultimate symbolic statement. If you remember one thing from this explainer, let it be this. This simple, powerful equation. The House of Usher is not just where the family lives, the house is the Usher family. Its fate is their fate. Let's just break down how every single element here is loaded with meaning. The house, that's the corrupt family lineage. The fissure is both a physical crack and the fracture in Roderick's sanity. The collapse is the family's extinction. And that dark lake, the tarn that swallows it all, that is final, inescapable oblivion. The end. Okay, so we have the decaying setting, we have the psychological horror, the supernatural events, and this powerful symbolism. How do all these pieces come together to create Poe's perfect blueprint for terror? You can actually think of it like a formula, a recipe for terror. The foundation is built from equal parts decaying setting and psychological horror. Then, Poe layers on these supernatural events to defy our logic, and he finishes it with deep symbolism to give the horror a meaning that really sticks with you. It's the combination that makes it so potent. No single element could do this on its own. What this really shows us is that Poe is a true architect of dread. He completely avoids cheap jump scares. Instead, he meticulously layers these different types of horror: environmental, mental, and supernatural. And he just builds the pressure slowly and deliberately until the entire structure has no choice but to come crashing down. Which leaves us with one final haunting question. In the end, what's truly more terrifying in this story? The idea of a woman returning from the grave, or the tormented mind of a man who put her there in the first place? And that, my friends, is the dark genius of The Fall of the House of Usher.